Thank you, guys.
Hi everyone, welcome to round 5.
Madam Chair, let's look at the world that we currently live in right now. In the world that we live in, homeless people are being scrutinized, changed away, segregated, and the way that they are seen by the community around them, they're seen as a sort of plague and a sort of people that do not belong anymore. That is essentially the world that we live in. And inside of winning government, we believe that we believe that hostile architecture worsens the social norms because it strips them of their basic needs and basic rights as a human. Now, I'll give one argument under the key phrase "no place to turn to," but my teammate will give the second argument, which will elaborate more on the fact of how it denies human rights. Now, first of all, referring to status quo, how homeless people are being scrutinized. Let's actually characterize homeless people right now. So the thing is, homeless people, they are homeless for a reason. This is the fact that some people say that, oh, they should just get jobs, so they should just get homeless. We feel that these kind of statements are really wrong. That homeless people are homeless and jobless for a reason. Why? Because they are, most of them, they have disabilities, whether physical or mental disabilities. And this directly causes their inability to find jobs or any forms of sustenance for them to survive. They survive mainly on begging, and begging actually it never really does. It never really is. It's only a meager amount of sustenance, and it can never actually become a form of regular sustenance. So the thing is that they are also they have no qualifications, and this is why they cannot find jobs, and they simply cannot. It's difficult for them to escape the status of being homeless and jobless in the first place. So this is how we characterize homeless people right now, who are the primary stakeholders in this debate. So we feel that thing is justification why we want to ban hostile architecture is because of how it strips them of their basic rights and how it doesn't actually solve the problem that we have right now in status quo. Now, I will elaborate on that in my first argument. So the thing is, right, when you have hostile architecture, in which you can see the examples in countries like the United Kingdom, where they do have spikes, literal spikes on benches, spikes on roadside curbs to prevent people from just sitting down or loitering or sleeping there or spending the night there. So we feel that it's the fact that you are putting spikes on benches to prevent people from sitting down. It's actually just, if you just look at it like that, it feels like it's more of you shooing away an animal. So that is how we feel that hostile architecture treats homeless people and how it makes people perceive them as sort of a plague and some of people that how it segregates them even further from the normal community we have right now. And before I move on, yes.
You said that they would put spikes on benches to prevent people from sitting. However, in the info slide itself, it said that it would make the benches armrest, specifically means that people can't sleep on it on long periods, not put spikes on those benches.
Yeah, actually, the real thing that happens right now. This is another example of how hostile architecture is. Info slides provide different examples. But the thing is, okay, even with that example, it says that you cannot sleep on there for long periods of time. In long periods of time, you can like a few hours, right? So the thing is that homeless people, they don't have a place to stay here. So they can even sleep on the benches, for example, because they have no place to turn to. So that's actually what I'm going to go with my argument. So when you actually just deny them, because they have no place to turn to, when you deny them even the right of them just cannot even spending the night on just a bench, and you're not actually solving the problem of them having no place to stay, right? So the thing is, when you put house architecture there, where would they turn to? Homeless people will not just go away. Like, where would they go, right? They will go to even more terrible places, like unsanitary places, or they will go to already overcrowded shelters, overcrowded churches, overcrowded schools, overcrowded shelters. So we feel that this makes them this puts them in even more dangerous and even more terrible situation than they are currently in as well. So the thing is that even when they run away to terrible places, because we feel that SUNWAY feels that we need to put house architectures to keep these homeless people away from public places, so that it doesn't become a nuisance to other people, right? But the thing is that when you put house architecture, they run away to other places, and they will become a nuisance in those other places too. So when you feel like when you go to where our unsanitary places, they'll become a nuisance there. So saying that, and also to justify for why we feel the need for bad house architecture in cities, that we're not saying that benches and roadside curbs are like their rightful place. We're not saying that. We're saying that at least because they have no other place to turn, at least they can have those places to spend the night while they are recuperating and trying to find ways to improve their situation as homeless people. So the thing is that we feel with hostile architecture, there's no platform for them to improve their condition. And it's harder for them to integrate. Why? Because we say that when you put house architecture, it prevents them from, keeps them away from public places, and in a way it chases them away, and it causes them, it becomes harder for them to integrate into society because you are essentially segregating them, because you are chasing them away from the public community, from the public community, because that is when you chase them away from public communities, then how are they supposed to actually feel, at the very least, welcome in the presence of people who are not like them? And so what's the relevance of that? Because of that, when they find themselves hard to integrate, when they find themselves hard to, when they find themselves segregated by those things, and that denies them the platform to improve the condition. If they want to find jobs, if they find the ability to actually find jobs in the future because of something that could change their condition, because of the fact that they are being segregated, it's harder for them to find jobs because they will be in a way, in a sense, chased away by the things like house architecture and how it projects a sense of segregation to these kind of people. So what again under our rule, we feel that the unnecessary hostile architecture and how it does not solve the problem of homeless people, and how it only makes it worse for these homeless people to integrate themselves into the community, to find a platform for them to improve their condition as homeless people. And we feel that by banning hostile architecture, at least they have a chance to improve their condition, and at least do not deny them of their basic rights of just having to spend the night, which will be further elaborated by my deputy prime minister. And I'm going to be proud of your proposal. Thank you.
Madam Speaker. So, in our world, we define hostile architecture. In our world, hostile architecture includes spikes on the ground or on benches to prevent lying down, benches, and seats that have strategically positioned armrest or that slope uncomfortably to deter sleeping or sitting for long periods, and sprinklers that periodically go off to deter loitering has been installed in locations around cities such as in business and residential areas. So ladies and gentlemen, before I further into my rebuttals and arguments, I would like to first present the mechanism that the opposition side come up with. So our mechanism for today is that we will make a help pool, whether it is underground or on ground, where the homeless people they will sleep in a more coordinated way. So why we will explain that in I will explain that in my argument. So ladies and gentlemen, our objective for today's debate is simple. We want to fulfill the rights of the homeless people and to have a place for them to actually sleep and to contribute to the country better. So here we have, in our side, we have two stakeholders. First is our country, and secondly is the homeless people. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to fulfill the rights of the homeless people. So with our mechanism that we are working on right now is to make a help home which the homeless people will sleep in a more comfortable means. So ladies and gentlemen, we have seen how the opening government had mentioned to us, if we were to actually not ban hostile architecture, it chases them away from public community. Sit down first, sir. Sorry. So there will be no platform for the homeless people to actually improve their situation, to actually them to accommodate at night, to actually for them to sleep. However, ladies and gentlemen, in our side opposition, we propose a place where a help home where it is more clean, it is more sanitized for the people, for the homeless people to actually sleep on. So ladies and gentlemen, we have seen how the opening government had said to us. So if we actually do implement hostile architecture, it will make, sit down first, sir, it will make them to actually go to more terrible places. So ladies and gentlemen, by us banning this hostile architecture, and even if we were to ban this hostile architecture, what will it will affect to our country? So I will give you a more bigger, I will give you an argument where it brings negative perspective from outside, from foreigners to our country. Why does this happen? So ladies and gentlemen, we don't want other countries to have a negative perspective on us. So when we actually ban hostile architectures in cities, we can see how it will make the homeless people and people loitering around the cities and residential areas, and the homeless people will actually sleep on the benches. Sit down first. So this will make our country's image to go down and not be good. So ladies and gentlemen, we don't want other countries to have a negative perspective. So when we actually when we actually legalize hostile architecture, this will so when it brings negative perspective, and because so what we see from homeless people around the city. So if that place have a lot of homeless people, it actually creates a perspective where other people will think, oh, that place, that certain country, the unemployment rate is high. So this unemployment rate is high. This perspective, this level of perspective, actually make a bad perspective from a person towards that country. So we don't want this to happen. That's why we are legalizing hostile architecture in cities. So in terms of economics, right? So when other countries actually when this actually happened, when we actually do not ban, when we actually legalize hostile architecture, the people won't see the homeless people sleeping around the cities. We won't see, and with this relates to our mechanism, which these homeless people actually sleep now in our household. So before I further my arguments,
two problems. One, producing already health homes already exists in status quo. So what other mechanism can you provide to cater to homeless people? And second, are you justifying denying their social rights just for public image for your country? Please explain.
Thank you. So, sir, well, so for the second question, we are denying the social, we are denying the homeless people, right? Just because we want to rise up the image of our country. So, ladies and gentlemen, so for the image of our country, the image of our country is more important. No, I'm not saying that the human is not important. So yes, we fulfill the homeless people's right by having the help home, ladies and gentlemen. So moving on. So these homeless people, they have the rights to accommodate. Yes, we we agree with the side government where they want to fulfill the rights of homeless people. So these homeless people have the rights to accommodate. So when we actually make this help home, when we actually prepare this help home for them, where they can sleep with with a cleaner place, with actually a better place for them to actually sleep, and not by them to sleep at those public areas, at those benches, or benches at the public areas. This will actually make them fulfill their rights at a more higher level. Because if we actually were to let them sleep in those at the public places, these public places, we know that it is not comfortable enough. So by us having a mechanism, come up with a mechanism with a help home to actually fulfill their right even more, ladies and gentlemen. So our objective, I want to restate our objective is we want to fulfill the rights of homeless people. With that, we are also want to contribute to the country for a better country. With that being said, I resume.
So I think before I begin my debate, I should clarify something very specific that caters towards the opposition side, and this clearly points out to the helping homes. Now, this helping homes, which was never addressed by opposition, already exists in status quo. It's called homeless shelters, and the reason why homeless people still exist is because the homeless shelters can never accommodate for the masses of the homeless people, and can never be fully attainable or completely clean and sanitized, however utopian type you portray it to be, because it just doesn't happen under status quo and will not happen under your world. Now, now I'll go more into this in my rebuttals because there's a lot of things I need to clarify. But before that, I will tell you what both sides bring to the argument. Now, government thinks this perfect world where everything can be solved and everything is prioritized on the public image of your country because you just have helping homes. Well, I will describe everything that they say in my debate. But what we and government side have proposed to you is that we, even if unwilling, we at least do not strip them of their basic human needs and their basic human rights. Now, what should have been, sorry, I'll do that later. Anyways, rebuttals, first of all, is that helping homes already exist in status quo, and therefore, helping homes already exist in status quo. And why is this still a matter? Why is homeless people still a problem until now? It's generally because they are homeless, because homeless shelters are usually characterized as being overcrowded or unpleasant in general. Like, I know sleeping in the floor and everything is unpleasant, but then what is helping, what is putting spikes there, helping them in any way? So homeless shelters is just as unpleasant as them, and helping homes in your side, which is sanitary and everything, is directly flawed and cannot be applied in any of the work that we have in this debate. Now, the second rebuttal that I want to say is her justification, her perception towards, yes, we will justify the stripping of human rights just so our public image can increase. Now, here's why this argument is directly flawed and directly just very ignorant towards the characterization of homeless people. Now, why? Because my Prime Minister has already told you that they have nowhere to turn to. They have no other place. This is why they are homeless. Unlike us who have the privilege of being in homes, they have nothing. So now, what happens after that? They already characterized that they use backdoor methods. They sleep on maybe much more unpleasant places. They go to places that maybe they run away from the grave. That's a very extreme case. But anyways, you get the point. They opt to even worse methods. Now, this under both sides, this that happens right now actually makes it worse in the public image of your country. Why? Because one, social media or social news will report directly that you are legit just shooing them out of your country, and then they will bring a worse negative image on your country. And two, when you say your visitors, your whatever tourist visit Malaysia, whatever comes to Malaysia, and they see homeless people opting out into junkyards and to garbage bins, to sewers, then doesn't that bring a worse image? And you just saying that making them a helping home doesn't exist. So your whole argument is directly flawed in that logic and very linear and very one-dimensional. Now, what have we brought up to you? We have brought up to you that there is nowhere to turn to, and what we mean there's nowhere to turn to is that they also are stripped of their basic human rights. Now, I want to make this very clear. The government has the responsibility to cater to all of their stakeholders, which is both their citizens and just generally their citizens, right? And their citizens still compromising of homeless people. Homeless people still equals people. You cannot just strip them of their basic rights just to promote public image. Now, why is stripping them of their human rights so detrimental, so bad for the country, or generally just bad? One, it as touched upon by my Prime Minister, I will elaborate further. It decentivizes them to actually try to break the cycle of being homeless. This is what it means, right? Everyone has watched Pursuit of Happiness. I hope everyone has watched Pursuit of Happiness. Well, basically, some homeless people, as characterized by my PM, aren't willingly homeless. They are still trying to find a job. They are still trying to make ends meet. But then what they can't do is find a nice place to stay because of your whole we don't want them. So ciao, bro. Now, what we can propose under our side of the house is that at least by giving them a place to rest for one night stay, it incentivizes them to at least try for one more day, to go make ends meet, to actually try to make things work out. Now, how is this so important? Why is this so important? It's because it breaks the cycle of homeless people actually being homeless, right? So on your side, where you're saying that cleaner homes provides incentive, that's directly found. Well, on our side is that it actually provides incentive for them to actually go out and do something, because that is what they have. That is all they have left, actually. That is their last human right. And for you to just strip it away and say, yes, we want them stripped away because we do not feel that they are equal to the high standard living society of our people. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, firstly, have you ever read an almanac? The almanac said that it's a universal declaration of human rights, and it is the right to adequate housing and shelter. Adequate housing and shelter. That is declared by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So please clarify that.
Yeah, and how does your side make it any better? Because all you have proposed under your side is helping homes, which already exist under. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. Helping homes already exist under status quo, and the problem why people are still homeless is because helping homes are not enough to accommodate for everyone. So until you can actually come here and tell us how your utopian helping homes can accommodate the bunch of homeless people right now living in status quo, then yes, sure, we will go for a side government. But until then, you have given no substantive reason just to opt into your argument. Now, why we win this debate and why we will eventually differentiate ourselves from the side closing government. We have provided to you the two reasons, the mindset and the psyche of a homeless person, that the reason why he's homeless is because he generally has nowhere else to turn to. And second of all is that you are not allowed, you are not allowed, sorry. What gives you the right to actually play God and have this spiritual context, or have this judgment, judgment for you to strip someone of their human rights and ask them to flee your country or go away from your country just because you do not find them feasible or contributing to your country. Now, I'm going to make some comparatives since it's the last debate, screw it, right? In our worst case, people will still live on the streets. That is a trade-off you're willing to accept, because until that we still can't find a ball for it. But at least under our side, they have a place to stay. At least under their side, they have one night's rest, at least one night's good rest, and at least they are not segregated, ostracized even more. That happens on your side, which you have yet to defend. At least on our side, they are protected in a way, and they are allowed to keep on living as normal human beings. But under your best case, which let's say this utopian homes do exist, then this actually doesn't solve the problem of them being not homeless. It just gives them another place to stay, and actually continues to decentivize them to actually be any homeless that they already are, because they've already received all these nice sanitary places, they've already received all this good food. Then what actually gives them the right to opt out of the homelessness? And until you prove to us that these sanitary homes or whatever model or mechanism that you bring up after this can work, I urge you, members of FLOR, to side for side gov. And with that, I have
We will show you as the opposition how we will fulfill those basic rights, and in the same time we will benefit the country also. So I'm standing here for two simple reasons. Firstly, for two simple roles. First, I read the case given by the government side, and then I'll continue with our point. Okay, they said that it will strip the human rights, it will strip the human rights, it will strip the human rights. However, based on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it is a right for adequate housing and shelter. So when we say that we would make more, that we will make head homes, it means that we will make more head homes. And they would ask, how would we do that with the population rising every single day? Just so you know, one of the countries with the most homeless people are countries like Indonesia and countries like India. So let me give you an example. For example, this is initiating starting in India. They've now made underground roads because on the land the population is too much, it isn't enough. So they have made underground roads. So when we add these types of roads, we can care for the masses of people that are homeless. So and we are giving them hope. So we're actually promoting human rights to them. However, with their method, without head homes, they wouldn't have any home. It was actually stripped from that human right that I gave before. So the one really stripping the case here for human rights is them themselves.
It is in our world, it's not that helping homes don't exist at all. It already exists in status quo. But so it's not mutually exclusive.
It already exists in status quo. However, we would make helping homes, meaning we will make more helping homes. And we know the problem here is that helping homes aren't enough. However, you're saying that helping homes is ineffective socially. Helping homes isn't ineffective. For the helping house that we have now in the status quo, it still helps a number of people. So we will help those helping homes. And say the case that there isn't enough land to actually make those helping homes, this will still be underground. This initiative has been started to be done in India and Indonesia. Continuing with my contention, it creates a more systemized country. Okay, why are we, as the opening government, always emphasizing on the development of the country? Okay, firstly, homeless people have their rights, and we, like I said before, we will fulfill their rights sufficiently. However, the main focus actually, I think, is for the country, because the homeless people, it's illogical to say that they are the majority of the society today. Homeless people, we want it or not, they are a minority. So the basic focus that we should focus on is on the majority of people, that is towards the development of countries, towards the majority of people. So when we don't let's say we put spies, we put hostile architecture in cities, in public places, they would sleep there. However, we give an incentive for them to sleep in the head. Also, when they don't sleep in the cities, when they don't sleep there, we can see how the country is more clean and more systemized. As we know where the homeless people are put, we know how where this is put, so it is a systemized country. So before I continue,
looking at the rising statistics of homeless people on status quo, we can believe that on the side of the similar mechanism cannot cater a lot towards these rising statistics with your help home. How do you cater towards this situation?
How will you cater with the rise of homeless people? You have to understand, firstly, the homeless people, like I said before, sometimes not in every single case, they are homeless because they have disabilities, they have no qualification. So also I would like to add in our mechanism, in those homes, they won't just be given free food, they just won't give a simple accommodation. They will be asked to have a job. For example, we will make an incentive. For example, if that guy, he was homeless because he had a disability and no qualification, or he didn't have the ability at all to work, then we would give them free food, we would give them a free accommodation at the end, or help them so. However, if he had the ability to work, then want it or not, even if you live at the help so, then there must be some precaution. You must live under those help so under the expense that you must find the job first. But so when it's possible for them to have a job, then they must find a job in this episode. However, if it's impossible for them to have a job because of disability, then we will give free service for them to live in these added homeless homes. And with the rising so that will stop the rising populace of homeless people, as we're actually forcing them to do jobs, and we will open more jobs on them. And like I said before, want it or not, homeless homes are minority. We should find a sufficient solution for that, not a great majestic solution. So such a luxurious solution. So the main focus here is towards the development of country. And I said before, it will create a more systemized country. Why is a systemized country very important? Let's say in a developing or a developed country, systemization is very important, so that the country itself knows their system very well. So it will contribute to the country, firstly economically, firstly to other nations. When they go to our country, they will see that there are not many people sleeping around. There are not many people just loitering around like that. It promotes an image that our country promotes promotes laziness. However, they will see that we have actually fulfilled the rights of adequate housing by giving them a zone. So we will contribute to the development of country, first country, and then from human rights, we can see that how the country promotes human rights. Because basically, like I said before, that's a fact. It is a right for adequate housing. So by their method, actually not giving them housing, even though they have a chance of finding a good job, but not giving them housing is violating the human rights itself. So how could they collect? How could they fight with that fact? Because that's a real fact. I read it from the Almanic language. Okay, so meaning in our method we have fulfilled the human rights. In their method, actually stripping the human rights.
And when all the housing houses become full, then where will the homeless people go?
You just came back. You just came from the toilet. That question already asked before. When the help houses was overcrowded, that is why our incentive actually to add those helping houses. For example, in India and Indonesia, they've now made underground houses to add more helping houses, because helping houses aren't enough on the land. The population is rising and rising, so we'll make more helping houses underground. So there are many alternatives, and these alternatives actually be done, and that is a fact. And like I said before, why is the development country so important? Because a country needs the development in order for the society to benefit. If we have a developed country, the society can actually take benefit from them. For example, we can develop more education, because we don't have to focus on the factors of this. We don't have to focus on the factors that other nations will sometimes discriminate our countries because we have things like this. Because when other countries go to our country, for example Indonesia, every time we go to Indonesia, we would say that Indonesia is a poor country. It's a country where they don't deal with the homeless people very well. So we don't have to, when we put help so with the focus, we don't have to cancel comments like that. So we can contribute to our development more, and that is important because we want to make our country a better place for the society. For the majority of the society is not homeless people, compared to the minority of society that is homeless people.
In a capitalist society where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, the government has a moral obligation to at least cater the slightest bit to homeless people who haven't found a home yet. Instead of stripping off their rights, instead of giving them the opportunity to actually have, even if it's not the best space, at least it's somewhere for them to stay for the night. Before I move on, I'd like to say a few remarks. They kept on mentioning again and again about how they're going to make their health houses. I realized that how much, when you want to make so many houses for the rising and increasing rate of homeless people, how many health houses can you build in the end of the day? How much free food can you give away? How much free water supply can you give away to these poor people in the end of the day? You realize that you can't keep on giving these poor people things on a silver platter. And to that, they said that they were going to force minorities to find jobs. They're going to force homeless people to find jobs. Well, today I'm going to really clarify about who these homeless people are and how they become homeless in the end of the day. These homeless people contain of black people, not just people with disabilities. They contain of black people who are struggling to find jobs. They contain of LGBT people being thrown out from their homes, and that is why they cannot find jobs, because of the discrimination that happens within that. And we believe that it's so difficult to find a job today in status quo, especially for these homeless and minority people, which adds the reason why you should not strip them off their rights. Which adds the reason why you should allow them to be able to sleep on the benches, because you realize that this debate happens in an urban area, right? An area where the rich dominate the area. Because we believe that in urban areas they are more open to rich people. And OG told you that about how they'll have place to stay at least one night. And we're going to tell you about how from that one night, they can turn into someone who's more successful and they can survive in a long way and thus catering back to the other homeless people on the ground.
Okay. You're talking about homeless people, but I'd like to ask, how with your method you could contribute for the development of the country based on other nation discrimination towards our problem here?
In your helping home, where do you get your money? From the government, right? From the government, it means you lessen the economic structure because you're constantly giving to the homeless. By our side, where we actually have these homeless people actually being able to get jobs, then they can join the workforce and actually generate economy for the country. Rather than to your side that faces on tourism, because some countries don't really focus on tourism, and we believe that just focusing completely on tourism actually caters to minorities. And also your side literally said that they don't want to cater to minorities, but how are you going to build up the country if the people in the country are suffering? No, thank you. So, why is the integration of the rich and the poor important? Okay, why this cause is important and why it happens on our side? Realize that the rich are going to be more exposed to the life of homeless people. In your side, where you segregate the rich and the poor, the rich are always going to have that mentality that the poor are lazy. The rich are always going to think that homeless people are just people who are too lazy to find jobs. But in reality, they are being kicked out of their homes and they are being diminished of their rights and their voices are being diluted. So when the rich people actually see poor people on the streets, it actually sparks discourse. It sparks discourse more on this side because we're not depriving the homeless people out of the areas of these rich people's lives. And when we concede to the fact that there might be some evil rich people who are going to be bothered by them, but we believe that at least some rich people are going to help. And these rich people in power will feel, and we believe that these rich people are actually morally obligated to help people on the ground, because how they gain success is by the consumers on the ground. And we believe that as a person of power, you're obligated to use that power for the greater good. And realize that.
Yeah, you said before that with your method actually promotes them to find good jobs. However, you said earlier in your speech that sometimes they are black and sometimes they don't have the ability to find jobs at all. So how would your method be better than us than job finding? So our method would force them to do job as long as they have the ability.
Okay, when the rich people integrate with them, and the rich people get to know them better, they know their intellect skills, they realize that these homeless people actually have rational calculus and are able to rationalize and work as a normal individual. And we believe that these rich people will open more opportunities to homeless people and minorities rather than to your side, where you're forcing them to find jobs that they might not be able to get because of the lack of discourse happening in your paradigm. And we believe that to conclude and compare, I would like to say that we believe that when the rich actually encounter the homeless, they learn more about them. They learn about how their lifestyle works and how they're constantly moving from place to place, how the degree of their sufferings. And we believe that the rich will feel more obligated to help them. Other than their side, they say, oh, look at these, they're just building more help homes for the poor. The poor are so lazy, the homeless people are so lazy, they just get the government to build things for them and just give it to them. And we believe that that's exactly why the rich have such a bad perception to them. And even though there might be some of the rich people against them loitering around, and we do agree that sometimes the homeless people do bother them, we believe that when they do, it's possible to be reported to the police, send them to rehabilitation. And that's why we believe that if not 5 rich people, at least 1 privileged individual will be willing to help. And as a conclusion, if you really want to find a world where the gap between the poor and the rich are be able to combine together, choose a government.
So we have seen these homeless people loitering around in our city almost every day in our life. And doesn't it cross your mind that you want a change to this? You want a definite change to what side opposition has already proposed. And today's closing opposition is going to prove to you how we can actually better this, how we can have stronger stances compared to the opening opposition, and how side opposition can help the homeless people in long run and not only short term. So firstly, my reports. So the opening government has come up and said how homeless people are only disability or have an inability to find job. There's no qualification, right? So, but some opposition deny this by saying that homeless people, there are some homeless people with full ability to work. Usually, those disabilities homeless people have been already taken care by volunteers, and at least when they were brought to these homeless shelters, people will recognize that they have a disease, that they may have a disease that they don't even know, and they can be treated, and another human is being saved. And even though it's a homeless one, we know that it's a human threat to save someone's life, right? So how they being segregated when they don't have a job. So with the fact that not all homeless people are disabilities, it will their case on how they have no job or no qualification or the inability to work just false, because having homeless people having the first step to have a job will actually strip off the stereotypes against them and establish a new image for the homeless people. Like, I came from a homeless family, but I do have good jobs. So yeah. So moving on to my next one. Yeah.
Please specify how these people with disabilities are not homeless and are being taken care of when you can clearly see people with disabilities begging at a night market, especially in Indonesia.
People with how this how people disabilities people is easier to be acknowledged. How they will be more vulnerable. How they are more vulnerable. That people are more likely to help them. So we're saying that this. Science is saying that we recognize the disabilities. That's why they are being. That's why, as I said before, they are being treated by the volunteers and so on and so forth. So side government doesn't give us a whole new alternative on how do we actually solve this problem, right? They are just saying that maybe a one night stay will change the whole mind. So, but do you really think that don't you really think that they will get used to it? Like they will get used, one night, okay, tonight, okay, maybe there's a week after that, right? So they will get so comfortable of this situation that they don't want to get out. They don't want to get out because it's easier. It's easier to live in a situation where you don't need to work hard for it, or because you were given the option to actually live easier. But side opposition even provided an alternative way, which is a house shelters, even though it's already existed in the status quo. We are going to make it better by giving a limit. A limit days. So like even if these people are sent there, they are given like limit days. Okay, maybe you can stay here for a week only, and then they'll be like kicked out. After they are being kicked out, side office is going to see that after being kicked out, they're going to be in the streets again. So what's the point, right? But if they are being kicked out, at least they will have the urge because they know that if I can find a job, or if I can have at least some money to buy like a small house, I can actually live a better life like what I have in this shelter. I don't have to live in the road where you don't even like the situation, right? So I'm moving on to my arguments. So how our side will give chance and lessen the number to homeless people. Why? When all the utilities they have usually used illegally can be changed or amended into something they can't use anymore, they will find something else. As I said before, job and so on. Somewhere else to live that people won't get some people won't get rid of them in long run. Okay, so even if we don't have this hostile architecture, right? People will still like shoo them off. People will still like people still like question why are they here. People will not welcome them in the first place. So we have to concede that homeless people are usually not welcome in the first place. But in opposite side, usually in cities, yeah, we have home shelters that we said before, and even if it's slimest chance that it gives incentive to lessen the number of homeless people on the ground, right? And why is it important? Changes in homeless people are very hard to occur. So by taking some comfort that they have already had, they will have at least an effort, or they will at least have an effort to go for a better life. Secondly, rights on people who lives in the city. How? Homeless people who lives on benches around or loitering around will create an uncomfortable situation for the residents. So it's only exclusive to people who live in terrace houses, because you don't get access to people who live they don't get access to the condominium residencies, right? So and if they loiters around, it just strips off the people's the residencies' rights. And as I said before, they are not usually welcomed by the society, so they must work towards it. How they want to be welcomed by the society in the first place. So by having more effort in their life, they can actually change this perspective towards them. So of that, I'm talking to you.
Looking on towards today's debate, we can agree that both sides are fighting for a world where these homeless people's rights are being catered, where these homeless people's rights are being fulfilled, where these homeless people's rights of having the right to live are being fulfilled and are being shown upon across the globe. But Ms. Chair, I would like to state that throughout the debate, the side of opposition has made one major flaw, which is not catering towards the major and prime stakeholders of today's debate, which is the homeless. The opposition side has already stated throughout their debate, from the opening opposition throughout the member of opposition, where they are trying to strive for a world where tourists can look at them and have the perspective that they are a developed country. And even if they stated that their mechanism will cater towards these, but we believe that in a status quo where the rising number of homeless people the rising number of poor people cannot be fulfilled by just having help homes is invalid. We believe that side opposition should have come up with a better mechanism rather than having help homes, which already, as opinion government has stated, already exist in status quo today. I would like to state my one and only rebuttal about how side opposition has not yet come to an understanding of what homelessness is like. On a member of opposition speech, she has stated that after for some period of time, these homeless people who are living in this, no thank you sir, who are living in this help home will go out to society and will have this mindset of wanting to find a job and wanting to fix his or her homelessness. But we're saying that during their early stage of homelessness, we can see that these homeless people did not choose to be homeless in the first place. They're derived by a bunch of factors, and one of them, as my member of government has stated, that one of them are being shunned upon society because of their skin and their sexual orientation, and as opening government has stated, that they are derived by disabilities, illnesses which that can't be fixed, especially in developing countries where they can't cater towards everyone's needs at the same time. No, thank you, sir. So moving on, I would like to state several issues throughout this debate. One is about the understanding of homeless people throughout this debate. So this debate calls for opposition saying that homeless people are people who have disabilities and all, and they agree on government side and how we say that homeless people are people who have disabilities derived from their sexual orientation and skin color, and people who are derived from poorness and all. But we're saying that throughout the debate, it's like even though we are stating these factors that of homelessness, opposition side just can't seem to understand that these people just didn't choose to be homeless in the first place, and keep telling on you, Ms. Judge, about how these homeless people can have this mindset on becoming a better person and to fix their homelessness on tomorrow's day with their mechanism, when in reality their mechanism can't be even fulfilled in the first place, and how these people are still stuck in the homelessness cycle to the point where on opposite side they will never solve their issue. Yes, miss, and no thank you, sir.
If you say that side opposition doesn't come out with a good mechanism, right? Then can side government come up with a better ones, or like can a better way? Because you are actually
So from your PI, I can understand you're trying for side government to explain more towards our solution. Yeah. So if you're not clear, you would like to state here that our solution is by banning hostile architecture in city as stated in motion. So if you're just simply thinking by banning hostile architecture in city is our only solution, you would like to state that in today's status quo, we can see that people are trying to fix this homelessness in every single country around the world. People are trying to fix homelessness, no thank you, sir, homelessness in every single country so that they can become a developed country as every country wants. And especially since with banning hostile architecture as insidious on your side as your side wants to, it will make these homeless people just segregated from society and making us not understanding them more. But on our side, we are understanding towards them, and we believe that these homeless people have the rational calculus to not interfere towards major society. That's because they understand that they have the rational calculus to understand that they will not come towards us unless they really need help. As you can see, if you watch some volunteers interviews with homeless people, they will not go towards major society unless they really need to. And this is why it is crucial for side government to at least provide them with a place to sleep at the very least on one night, even though it's not comfortable enough, but at the very least they have a place to sleep and to continue living. And moving on, no thank you, sir, and moving on towards how by banning hostile architecture in cities can help these homeless people to lessen the rate of homelessness in every single country. So as I stated, homelessness is a major problem that each country is trying to fix, and every single day there are activists who are promoting these homelessness and stating that they deserve a better life. As saying policy will change. You need to understand that over time the world will flourish into something new will come out, and with that mindset, we believe that the government and the state will at the very least provide new policy towards these homelessness. And while they come out with these new policies that we believe cater best towards these homeless people, we believe that we should at the very least provide them place to sleep at night while we are fighting for their rights on a daily basis. People, as you say one of the major problems in developing country is homelessness. We believe that each other country and state has this mindset of improving this homelessness because it is a major problem in today's world. So while they are improving homeless society, homeless policy, we believe that this happens on our side. And by the end of the day, in the short-term run and long-term run, you can see that these homeless people are being fulfilled. Their human rights are being fulfilled. Their rights are being fulfilled. While under your side, you're just basically fighting for a utopia that will never happen. That's already happening in status quo, where it just doesn't work, especially in the uprising homelessness in today's world. And that if you want to see a world where homeless people can at least have a great sleep at night or meet at a bus stand, we believe that you should side on side government. With that, I proudly propose. Inside opposition, we don't stand with the side which gives false hope and artificial solution or support to the homeless people or any of the stakeholders. Inside opposition, we can actually guarantee a better life for homeless people and actually benefit everyone as a whole. Now, let me start with my rebuttals. So now they kept on stressing on the side of saying that our side strips homeless people from their basic needs. So, from their human rights. Now, this is what I think. Homeless people do not own the streets of the city. It is not actually their right to just sleep everywhere where they want. Though this may sound cruel and wrong, but I will elaborate further. That will help strengthen my point here. So basically, it is not their right to sleep in these residential areas and business areas because so this is a deeper layer of analysis for this. So in the info slide, you can read that hostile architecture is usually put in residential and business areas, which are actually owned and privately owned by these owners. So don't you think it is actually these owners' rights if they want to put up these hostile architectures in the first place? If they don't want homeless people laying around there, it is their choice to put up the hostile architecture in the first place. So we don't think that you have to ban them from their own free will because they don't want people laying around in their privately owned areas. Okay, so next. They have also said they kept on side government kept on stressing upon the fact that we don't have a proper solution for these homeless people. But let me just state that we have repeatedly stated our mechanism and you have all ignored our mechanism. We have already repeated that homeless shelters exist for homeless people to stay for a night. Now our mechanism is to basically increase homeless shelters. And basically homeless shelters, if you didn't know, let me characterize that, is a place where there's actually a duration of time for the homeless person to stay. So basically, if I'm homeless and I want to go to this homeless shelter, I go there just to mitigate myself and get better for a while and stay there for a few nights, and then done and find a living. They have also stated that your side cannot guarantee jobs because they're disabled and stuff like that. But let me just state that your side also does not cater them jobs at all. You have not stated any way you have not stated any special solution where you can actually find them jobs. All you have, your solution in this for homeless people, because what side gov has stated repeatedly is that we stand at the side that can actually benefit homeless people. But this is the solution for the homeless people on their side. Their solution is to continue as status quo, for them to continue laying in the streets, begging, and having no incentive to get a job, and to never get a job at all, because they have these homeless places to sleep at night. Yes?
Don't you think that the integration within the rich and the homeless actually give them more opportunities?
Oh yes, I'm going to get to that. So basically, when you talk about how rich people can actually help these
poor people on your side to gain a better living. Let me just say that that is your only solution for their living. Because, and obviously that is not a concrete solution. Not all rich people want to cater to these poor people's lives. And obviously there are only, these rich people can only cater to so much homeless people. Okay, they're not going to be able to cater to a whole country of homeless people, obviously. Because, like you said, some homeless people obviously don't want to cater to these homeless people. Another thing that I want to address is that, okay, so basically I'm going to address an issue. Which side can cater more to the homeless people? So we believe that our side in the long run can actually cater more to the homeless people. Because firstly, you said that in our side, these people will have no incentive to get better and get jobs. Don't you think that if we put up these hostile architectures, it can actually encourage them more to get jobs, obviously? Because they have no places to sleep, they would realize that, damn, I don't have a place to sleep, I better find a job, rather than your side where you just allow them to sleep at night at these streets, and where they just know, where in their mindset, they just know that I always have these streets to sleep in. Yes.
The thing is that when you say that, you assume that they'll find a job because they will feel sure with this life. The thing is that we don't categorize homeless people as being unable to find a job. Because if they're unable to find a job in the first place, it's because they're not willingly homeless, right?
Yes, they're not willingly homeless. So, but also this is a problem on both of our sides. You also did not come up with a special solution for them to get jobs. All you have came up. All your concrete solution is that they're just going to lay in the streets for their whole life begging. Continuing with my argument, continuing with my issues now. So in our side, we guarantee that they will always have a place, that they will always have these homeless shelters to give them time to help mitigate and get better. And so this just proves that our solution is better in the long run rather than the solution of the government. Now, basically, here is the reality of the side of government. For the side of government, if this motion passes, we will proceed in status quo. Many homeless people will be in the streets begging with no incentive to get better, and also with these smaller arguments that my side has already presented, it can give off like a less clean image to the country, and so on and so forth. So, and my speech is saying, if you believe in a sustainable solution for the lives of the homeless, and if you stand with the side that actually benefits all parties and can provide a better and healthier environment in a country, stand with us. Thank you.
Thank you.